So hi, my name is Cujo, and this is The Last Winter Night. I played It Paints Us by the same dev, and it made me very curious to check out his other visual novels. From what I know, this is the story of a knight, or a knight armor that gets possessed by a ghost. And it has some cool mechanics that were in the intro that I did not catch, but you'll see them while I play through the game. So, let's begin. Lost soul. Wandering through mist and snow. Do you feel the touch of iron cold? Before I awoke, there was nothing. No warmth or light. No touch nor taste. No sound nor sight. No dreams. No fears. No memories. Only an emptiness as vast and boundless as the sunless sea. I am nothing. Was nothing. Then. The shock of everything comes all at once. Like a still heart beating back to life. A dam surrendering to the flood. Cold. Dark. Wind. Fear. Snow. Sound. Questions. Words. Thoughts. Before this moment, I had no self. Now, in an instant, the world of the living forms around me, or rather, I take form in it, flung into existence already knowing of life and what comes with it. Because I have lived before, died before. That hasn't changed. This I know with every breath I do not draw. Feel. The wind howls. Darkness settles around me like a cloak. I sense the cold, but its bite I do not feel. One advantage of having no body, I suppose. I can't imagine anything surviving this storm for long. Moments pass. I remain still for some time, letting the sensations of the world around me flood my consciousness, bringing me back to the flow of time itself. Its passage I know I once felt with painful clarity. The world of the living is a finite and fragile one, fleeting as frost beneath the morning sun. Listen. The roar of the wind, the creaking of iron, the song of a place abandoned by time. If solitude had a sound, would this be its melody? Look. Finally, I examine my surroundings. Or rather, my encasings. I open and close my hand, and an armored gauntlet responds, steel finger plates clinking softly with each motion. There are no living fingers within them, no flesh, not even bone. Yet they bend to my wishes still. I twist my arm and the vambrance and cooter move as if they were one with my true body. The rings of a mail shirt clatter against my empty cirrus as I twist and turn the rest of my limbs. I see my hollow body, sense it through the slits of my helmet, the apparent source of my hearing and sight. See. Gingerly, I crack the visor of my helm open with a soft click as my vision settles into focus. despite my lack of eyes to see with. The first thing I see is myself. My reflection, rather, in a broken mirror on an old stone wall. An empty helm stares back at me. In the mirror, I twist and turn and see the hollow steel somehow respond to me, like it belongs to me. Was this my armor? No memories come to me. Not yet. Whatever revelation I expect will not arrive so easily, it seems. I don't have the slightest idea where I am or who I was when I was alive. The only thing I am certain of is that I did live. And then I did not. Yet I woke here, in the realm of the living, not beyond the shore where departed souls dwell. My being, my spirit, now rests in these hollow plates that respond to me like pieces of my true body. How? Or more importantly, why? I curl the fingers of my gauntlets. This armor is my only clue, and it yields no answers. All in good time, whatever my name was. You have all of eternity to find your answers now. Yet despite the cold and rigid nature of the metal, something about the steel shell surrounding me feels comforting. Protective and safe, like the arms of a father. And not only because it is armor. Perhaps it once defended me. Why else would my spirit be drawn to an empty case of cold steel? Perhaps in time, its familiarity will shed light on my questions. For now, I turn to the rest of my surroundings. Okay, so I should probably make a save here, I'm guessing. We can check the windows, the painting, and then the bedding and fallen objects here. And the fireplace. Let's check the windows. I approach the arched windows on the other side of the room. Set against stone walls and rimmed with frost, several of the glass panes are now shattered. Once, they must have stood proudly, scattering the sun's rays in diamond-shaped patterns against the floors. Now, they are jagged and broken, sharp as an iron eater's maw. Outside, the world is a blur of white and dark that stretches as far as I can see. A bright moon shines in the pitch-black sky. I see my image in the glass, a knight with no face staring back. In moonlight, against the black glass, I notice more details on my armor. It is pitch black, with ravens carved in painstaking detail across its steel plates. A dark blue sash hangs against its cuirass. Time and weather have not been kind to it, but it must have been beautiful once. The metal clinks as I examine myself in the glass. It is old and tarnished, and yet I don't see a trace of damage from battle. Not even a scuff. It would have lain disused while it was still brand new. Was this armor only a piece for show? What a waste of serviceable suit. Or perhaps I never had the chance to wear it. What would then draw me to it now, if my body did not fall while wielding it? Oh, and there's papers on the ground. Let's check the papers. Scattered parchment, letters, lie on the ground near an ancient wooden table. I pick up a page and try my best to read the faded script. I have received your summons and will attend the banquet as you command. Once again, I offer my sincerest condolences for your father's passing, Marchioness. He has left far too much for such a young woman to fulfill. They seem to be responses to invitations from a Marchioness. What few letters I can decipher go much the same way, some overflowing with empty flattery, some with offers of marriage to noble sons, others still with unveiled condescension. It seems the lady of this manor came into power at a young age, and with it came the attentions of all who held interest in her land and titles. The fallen stuff. I stand in what appears to be a large sitting room or solar. its ceiling held aloft by tall stone walls. Debris and glass litter the floors. A sharp pang runs through my cuirass, through the place where my living heart would be. Clearly, it hurts to see this place like this. How long has it been left this way? How long have I been dead? What about the fireplace? I want to save the painting. A cold stone hearth with only ashes remaining. No fire has been lit here for a long, long time. But luckily, I have no need to keep warm in my current body. Let's look at the painting. A painting hangs above the hearth, flaking and aged, its ornate frame tarnished with time. It depicts a woman of no less than 20 summers, dressed in a blue gown, her skin porcelain fair and hair fairer still. A raven, its feathers the same stark hue, perches on her arm. She is beautiful. Not even time can steal this fact from the canvas. But only because she is like me, lifeless and ageless. Beauty, what a useless thing in the end, even more fleeting than existence itself. Something in her blue eyes and stoic gaze seem almost familiar, but does not rekindle any memories. I wonder just how true to life this portrait is. Did the artist attempt a more flattering visage? Is that why I can't recall my master's face? Was this the Marchioness? Was she my master? Was this the person I swore fealty to? Promised my loyalty and devotion to? Why don't I remember? Did my oath mean so little to me? And was she here when whatever befell this place happened? Oh, we can go to the left or the right. And the left and the right this way. Let's go left. What is in here? A heavy set of doors leads further into the castle. I try to open them with my gauntlets, but they don't move an inch. It seems they are locked tight. Okay, can I back out? Oh, whoa, how did I get here? Holy smokes, this place seems big. Okay. So right. Should I look at this? It's a rusted suit of armor, crafted in an older style compared to mine, and not nearly as ornate. Hello? I try to call out, and immediately feel foolish. I don't have a body, so naturally I have no voice either. And what are the chances that there's another haunted suit of armor here in these halls? It's not likely. Snow and shards of glass litter these halls, sharp as an iron eater's teeth. I step over them carefully, though I suppose I don't have to worry about cutting myself. What is through this door? This looks like a storage room of some sort. Crates and furniture are heaped near the entry, almost like a barricade. Let's go through the hatch. What appears to be a hatch lies at the end of the room. I try to lift it. After some resistance, it creaks open to pitch blackness. I suppose I shouldn't have expected anything else, but it startles me now staring into it, just how suffocating the darkness feels. Let's go in. I descend into the pitch black cellar regardless. My sabatons clang on the steps, echoing into lightless. Soulless. Unending. Dark. Blacker than the sunless sea. Blacker than the nothingness of the void where I was, yet was not, and could not sleep, and could not dream, and could not breathe, could not see. I climb back out of the dark. I can't go further without light. I can't. This darkness is 1,000 times worse than the fear I held when I was alive. The sun would rise again no matter how many nights I could not sleep, huddled by a lantern, but the fallen know nothing but dark. I can't become formless like mist again. I can't. We shall return. But how can a young girl lead us? If not for her, the north would be yours, Tristan. Did I imagine a voice just now? Or... Oh, we didn't even look at the banners in here. Banners hang upon the stone walls. The coat of arms painted upon them is faded, but appears to be a raven in flight. The gray, or perhaps once white, birds perch against a blue background. The ravens are similar to the ones carved onto my armor. There cannot be any doubt that this was the family's coat of arms. But where are the members of said family? I guess we'll go back if we can. And that is the locked door. The thought occurs to me that I am still a spirit in this still body. In tales and songs, spirits could walk through the world like mist. Why then should a closed door stop me? I'm not quite sure how to leave my armor and pass through these doors, so I simply press my gauntlet against them and will myself to float. I am nothing. I never was. But didn't I suffocate. I drown beneath the waves. Every piece of myself breaks apart, drifting off like sea foam. But I don't have lungs. I can't scream. Cold grips me as I settle back into black still. Back into my armor. My lifeline. My tether. Quickly as it begins, the frigid sensation fades. Yet somehow, still, I shiver. I see why the stories of spirits are called the tales of the mists. Without a tether, I'll drift again, fall apart again, dissipate into mist itself. I shake myself, rattling my hauberk's rings. I cannot go back into the nothingness of that space between this shore and the next. Not again. If I want to go further, I'll have to find that blasted key. Okay, let's see if we can find a key. This is where we were? Okay. So go back in here. We didn't go to the right here. Does this say the same thing? More banners line the walls of this corridor. Upon closer inspection, the ravens are not painted but painstakingly woven into the fabric. It must have taken hundreds, if not thousands of hours of work. I'm tempted to run my gauntlets over the fine weave, but decide against it. The metal might snag, and I'm not truly able to feel its textures anyway. A grand window in an arching hallway. At least the glass here is intact. Snow is piled high against it, obscuring the night. It almost feels as if this place is frozen in time. Well, let's go check what's in this room. Wow, this is really pretty. Look at the candles in the back. Candles of all shapes and sizes cover the chamber. This must be the chapel, a place where the living came to burn offerings and pray for the departed. Recollections swim through my murky memories. Lighting candles for the fallen is supposed to guide them to the shore beyond the sunless sea and burn away their mortal regrets. Either nobody thought to light one for me, or whatever burdens I had weighed too greatly to be lifted by flickering flame. What about the one in the middle? An altar sits at the center of the chapel, an ornate candlestick standing upon it. Given the numerous amount of candles here, a means for lighting them should still lie within this room. What about this up there? Stained glass windows filter moonlight into the chamber. I recognize the scenes depicted in the glass. Stories I must have been told as a child, though I have no memory of those years. Lit with moonlight, they show the hero Tristram wandering the mists, a lantern in one hand and a sword carved from a linden tree in the other. Descending from the land of the living, he searches for the soul of the one dearest to him. The tale never ends happily. The shores of the sunless sea are no place for the living. I'm surprised that the glass is still intact. Whatever arose in this castle, this room seems to have been spared. Perhaps its intruders thought twice about destroying a place filled with art and objects sacred to the spirits. As a spirit myself, I can't say I feel any need to haunt this room in particular, however. Well, I suppose rituals for the dead offer as much or more to the living who mourn and fear them. Okay, well, what's in this box? It's a pewter box. Inside it are a flint, iron, and char cloth. Some say that iron is sacred to the spirits, perhaps because of its use in lighting fire, perhaps because so many instruments for ending life are made of it. Perhaps it isn't so strange that the suit of armor welcomed me with open arms after all. I take the flint from the box and strike it until a spark catches, then light the 3 long candles standing in the candelabra. It feels irreverent to take these candles meant to honor the dead, but, well, I am among the dead, and I certainly have use of them. Can I light these now? I would like to save here. Let's see if we can light these. Did anyone light a candle for me? Well, it matters little now. Okay, I guess I can't. There's nothing else to look at? Tristan, my son, do you resent me for sending your mother away? I shouldn't have come. I know better than to interrupt a prayer. An old man kneels before the altar, his long beard white as snow. An emptiness fills his eyes, windows to a weary soul and weighted mind. Lost in the past, questioning what could not be changed. I loved him. I always did. But at the time I thought him foolish. Perhaps it was jealousy speaking, the yearning for his favor that made me cast aside my feelings, in all attempts to surpass my duties. Now I know the weight and shackles of regret. Why ask such questions, Father? We both know. Having both a mistress and a bastard under your roof would ruin you. Father? What was that? So we can return. It's hard not to keep thinking of you as a little lady. There's precious little difference between protective and belittling, brother. A man stands before a suit of polished tournament armor, the dark steel gleaming black like a raven's wing. His sister urges his acceptance of the gift. The circumstances of their births meant that no one received all their noble father's land and titles. The other, nothing. Could a single suit of carved steel appease him? Who? I was gonna say we can return to this hatch now. The door opens once more to pitch blackness. Holding the candlestick before me, I begin my dark descent. Clack. Clack. My sabatons clang on the stone. My hauberk's woven chains rattle. The sound of my armor feels almost deafening in this deathly quiet. The candlelight glints off my hollow steel plates. Old stone walls flicker in and out of view within the narrow radius of my light. Holding the flames before my visor, I'm struck with a strange sense of familiarity. I remember this feeling, of holding my blood-stained hands to a flickering flame, warming life back into my frozen fingers as I huddled in the cold. I'm not sure how long I walk in the underground passage. It feels like a tomb. Finally, up ahead, something on the ground comes into focus. Shapes, figures. Bodies. Bones still dressed in the leather, plate armor, chainmail coffs, and hauberks of common soldiers. Not bones. Corpses. Lives snuffed out. I nearly lurch and drop the candlestick. It is not the sight of death that unbalances me. Being dead myself and a knight, a grim scene like this shouldn't startle me. but a deep well of aching, acrid bitterness floods through my very soul all the same. I was here. I saw the faces of these men before they died. Twisted, gaping, frozen, the whites of their eyes as large as moons. Did I kill them? Maybe we'll save here. To be safe, let's check these guys. A skull leers out of a chainmail coif as I approach. The flames before me flicker as my gauntlets curl reflexively. Anger, disgust, hatred. These and many more unnameable feelings fill the hollow space of my cuirass. Emotions in the living run through flesh, weighed by the mind, metered by the heart. But a spirit has no such gateway, no barrier against the flood of feeling that make up the soul. The question is not what I did to these soldiers, but why. There's a little dead bird. It looks like a bird skeleton. Odd to see it here, but most likely a carrion crow that came to feed while the bodies were fresh. What about this dude? Another body lies a ways up ahead, face up on the ground, clad in armor that resembles mine. But unlike my black plates, this knight's armor is a rusted, once silver hue. The helm and cuirass are battered. The raven itself carved into steel looks wounded. Dried dark stains have pooled beneath the corpse. It was you. You conspired with. You can still make the right choice, Tristan. Tristan? That name again. I remember it. Was it mine? I stared down at the armored corpse. I knew this knight. A knight with a burning look in her unwavering eyes. I knew that gaze. I'm sure of it. Tristan, she had called. But who was she? Why was she pleading? Why did we fight? Was I the one who killed her? Oh, there's a key. Looped onto her belt is an ornate key. I take it. I need this more than you do. Rest in peace. There's nothing else to look at. Let's go back. I will leave your body to the ravens and hang your head on a pike. Did all these years mean nothing to you? Bold words from a little lady sheltered all her life. What would you know? Voices accompany every step and clang on my sabatons upon the floor. The sounds, the swirling cacophony, does not make the darkness any less crushing. I have no ears to cover, no voice to yell and drown them out with. Why am I rushing through the dark like a frightened child? Don't I want to remember? But what will happen if I learn who, or what I was? Okay, so we can unlock that door. I think I can just turn around. Let me save here. I fit the key I took from the fallen knight into the lock and twist it. The hinges creak loudly as I push the great doors open. The ruins of the castle's inner halls and the scene in the cellars are nothing compared to what lies before me. The bodies twisted at the tables are dressed in what were once fine clothes. Furs, dyed silks, and remnants of embroidered wools. I spy skeletons with rings on bony fingers, gold teeth set into skulls. Nobles, dressed for death in all their finery. Not only lords and ladies lie here, the bodies of knights and soldiers also litter the halls. The soldiers' corpses are dressed similarly to the ones in the cellars. The knights. A few wear colors and armors unfamiliar to me, but the others... As I pass the remains of the men and women dressed in armor that mirrors my own, painful hot flashes flare within my cuirass. A brief memory, a face, a voice. I knew each and every one of these knights. Why is my body not among them? Where is the armor I would have worn as their brother in arms? Bodies lie crumpled over long tables in a grand hall. Their surface is covered with overturned plates, goblets, and platters. The floors are buried in similar wreckage. Dark stains have seeped into wood and stone and cloth. A banquet for the dead. Tristan. Don't you dare, Tristan. Lady Lind, you must retreat. It's too dangerous. And leave everyone to be slaughtered? Blood and death. Screams and steel. Enemies from all sides. A brother leads his sister away from the chaos. She does not recognize the trap lying in wait until too late. So where does this leave me? A castle in ruins. A massacre within its halls. The lady who ruled them missing. As was her brother, whose empty suit of armor remained. Did I do this? I don't know for certain yet. There could be another explanation. I can keep searching for answers. I can deny this tale. But I am a spirit, a soul, a collection of memories, an echo. How can I deny the truth of the guilt that floods through my hollow shell? Is this my story? Is this how my tale ends? Let me save here. This is definitely going to give us different endings. I caused this massacre or I abandoned everyone to their fates. Let's try I caused this massacre first. I was Tristan. I coveted the title and birthright of another, and stole it for myself. And now, in death, I wander the earth as penance, trapped in this steel shell, a villain in the guise of a knight. This is how the story ends. Are you cold, grandmother? Leave me be, child. The young man obeys, but not before adding another log to the fire. Sparks fly as the flames hungrily swallow wood, bathing the room in long, flickering shadows. He's almost 30, but still carries himself with that boyish grace and gentle demeanor not unlike father's, or yours. Too kind, too naive for his own good, and the good of this house. Never in my long years have I understood how our cruel winters can forge such mild, malleable souls. When I finally pass, the north will fall into his uncertain hands. But at last, it won't be any concern of mine. The only certainty in this land is violence and steel. That lesson I have never forgotten. I huddle in the chair by the fire. Pulling the quilts tighter about my shoulders is no use. Every year, at the eve of your death, a chill fills the surface of my skin, seeping into my old bones, a cold no fire could ever warm. Is it your spirit reminding me of my failures? Do you remain here on this side of that black and bitter shore? Do you watch me Blame me? Are you waiting for me? Soon, brother. Soon enough, we will meet. Please, keep waiting for me. Ending 1, bitter memories. Let's see what the other one gives us. Oh, you can return to last choice. Let's do that. Is this my story? Is this how my tale ends? Ooh, no. Let's see what I abandon everyone to their fates brings us. I was Tristan. I abandoned my comrades and liege in their direst hour, and fled to save myself. And now, in death, I wander the earth as penance, trapped in this steel shell, a coward in the guise of a knight. This is how the story ends. Grip your sword like this, Lynn. One hand over the pommel. Now, bring your arms forward. Yes, like that. My brother stands before me, holding a wooden sword in an elegant stance, waiting for a strike from the short one in my small, clumsy hands. I couldn't have been more than 7 summers old when he first taught me to use a sword, on those long idle days when I'd run and hide from my lessons. The hell, I've never seen that word. The halcyon days before he'd earned his spurs and scars, when father still smiled, and the two of them would chase me, laughing, through banks of freshly fallen snow. In those days, it had never felt so cold. I looked down. The hands that grip my pommel and hilt are those of an adult's, calloused and wrinkled, extending forth a blade of rusted steel. My sword melts as it hits his wooden one, as if the iron had suddenly turned to snow. I gaze upward and no longer see my brother's face. His helmet stares blankly as blood pours from his visor, down his gorget, cascading over his cuirass and staining the carved ravens red. Then the man that stood before me is gone, no more, and his empty armor clatters to the ground. I wake up, shaking, shivering with a cold that hollows my bones. Embers glow in the hearth. Frost clouds the windows. Stiff, heavy blankets cover me, offering little warmth. Decades have gone and passed, but the nightmares have never left me. Are you still haunted as I am, brother? Ending 1B, Broken Memories. Let's return to the last choice then. Let's click no this time. No. I refuse this tale. I refuse this ending. I refuse to believe this was me. That the person who wore this armor could do such a thing. Even if it's a lie, a foolish tale of make-believe, I want to believe in him. In me. You can still make the right choice, Tristan. Tristan, please. Marchioness. I still don't know what happened to her. Did she escape? Let's look. I come before another set of doors at the end of the hall. From the sound of the wind beyond the walls, they must lead outside. I push against the doors. They don't move an inch. Locked as well. Damn it, why? Tristan, don't you dare. I will find you. Just please, Stop. I lean against the door, bearing the weight of my armor against it. I hear wood crack and iron groan. It doesn't budge. Let me through, damn it. Let me out. I grip my gauntlets into the wood, iron gouging like the tips of claws, my skeleton of plates twisted and creaking. I bash the maw of my visor into oak again, and again, and again and again, wishing I could grow iron teeth to tear, and tear and tear and tear and tear it apart. Tristan. Damn this voice. Damn these useless memories. Damn this worthless shell. Don't you dare leave. Leave me be. What does anything matter? I'm dead now. You're dead too, aren't you? My shell slumps against the door. I pound my empty claws into the stone floor. The twisting of my steel bones sounds like a metallic snarl. Damn this castle. Damn these halls where nothing lives or stirs, but neither do the dead belong. Damn this armor. Damn whoever I was. I can't bear this. I can't. I won't. So I drift. I slip away from my armor. I let go of my tether and wade into the black waves of the sunless. Don't you dare. Don't you dare think of leaving me, Tristan. I won't, Lynn. What's troubling you, Mir? Nothing. It's just hard to believe Lord Sigmund is gone, and now the young lady is to rule. You've known it would always be this way. Lynn has been raising for this practically from the cradle. But how can a young girl lead us? If not for her, the North would be yours, Tristan. Watch your words, Mirjam. Sieglind may be a young girl, but soft-hearted she is certainly not. Damn, Mirjam. Oh, dame. My lady. Please join Sir Dithard and prepare to receive our guests. I need a word with my brother before the banquet. At once, my lady. Did you hear all that, Lynn? I heard enough. That my own knights think so little of me. They've been protecting you since you were small. It's hard not to keep thinking of you as a little lady, Lynn, sometimes. There's precious little difference between protective and belittling, brother. Don't let it vex you. Mir may be hard-nosed, but she means well. I've thicker skin than that. I trust you to keep all of them in line. I do my best. But why did you want to see me? Just to talk. Settle my nerves, I suppose. We've both been so busy. I'm here for you anytime, Lynn. Shall we walk? Yes. Oh, but first, won't you tell me what you think of your new armor? Lynn. Cold, dark, wind, fear, frost. The wind whips my hair as I cling onto the horse's back for dear life. Branches streak past us. The path is uneven and winding, twisting through a desolate wood. It's a miracle my steed hasn't tumbled, collapsed, twisted, broken like. I am too terrified to cry. My muscles burn, yet my entire body feels frozen, the cold cutting through my clothes. I don't know if it's minutes, hours, or days that pass once my steed's thundering hooves finally slow. then stall, then stop. Lights shine up ahead, pinpricks of fire within the night, signs at last of life. I dismount and nearly fall off the stallion's back. Shaking, I wipe my hands on my clothes. It's no use. The blood is long dried. And there, standing alone, is when the tears finally come. They fall free from my eyes in painful droplets, breaking like a dam surrendering to a flood. I scream more than I sob. I curse more than I weep, my heart about to burst in a torrent greater than all my tears combined. I will return. I will tear the world itself to pieces if I must. This I swear. I promise. The last winter night.